Apparently, we're doing a news report in the middle of the week right now because S over here has some information that she wants to convey. She wanted me to open it up because she keeps saying the word so. So if anybody has an opportunity to go through all of her old videos and count up how many, I think we got like 100 videos. How many of those? How many of those start with the word so when she introduces it? Please look that up.
It's a lot.
But I would really like. She asked me to open this up. So now S, please, since I've opened it up, will you go ahead and explain this news that you would like to hear?
Thanks, asshole. Okay, so
it's B to you.
The Star Wars news. Have you heard what's going on? Or what the talk is of the town with the Star Wars?
The guy that was sitting beside me at the Joker was like, hey man, you hear the people are walking out of the fucking movies and they're trying to reshoot it over and over again? And I was like, what?
Of Star Wars?
Yeah, the like pre-screenings of it, they're saying the ending is so bad people are walking out. And I haven't heard that.
I didn't even hear that.
I haven't heard that. So he could have just been like right out of his fucking ass on that, but that's what I fucking heard and I was just like, what?
I haven't heard that at all.
Oh, so that's not where you're going with this?
That's not what
all right, then I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Go ahead. I'm gonna look into that.
Please,
I will look into that.
Please, because if that he hasn't watched, he's like, I haven't watched anything since the original trilogy, and I was like, Mandalorian's fucking good. And this girl looks at him, she goes, "Is that on Disney Plus?" And I go, "Hell yeah, you don't have Disney Plus?" She goes, he won't get it. And I was like, So I think I ruined our relationship at the beginning of Joker. But go ahead. Nice. I'm going to shut the fuck up so you can tell me
the news that I was wanting to let you know about, so Kathleen Kennedy, who is like the president of the Star Wars vertical for Disney, like the Kevin Feige of Marvel, her contract is coming to an end in 2021. And they had already, she's responsible for everything since The Force Awakens.
Okay.
So everything that we've seen since then, she's responsible for. But she's also exactly. She's also responsible for a lot of conflict. She's also responsible for dividing fans. She's also responsible for Solo and those numbers.
I think I know where you're going with this.
She's responsible for like the Game of Thrones writers coming on and then leaving, and then multiple directors and writers leaving. So basically, it's been turmoil for a while now between Kathleen Kennedy and original Star Wars fans and even Bob Iger and Disney.
Go ahead.
They nobody wanted to take over. They originally offered her position to J.J. Abrams a while back when her contract was originally going to come to an end, and nobody wants to do it because they're like, it's such a mess. I don't want to be responsible for that. So now they are actually talks or rumors about Jon Favreau, who is happy from the Marvel Universe and who has created the Mandalorian TV show, taking over for her when her contract is ending in 2021. Yes.
Calling me teacher?
Yes.
I believe that would be an amazing idea because he's done really well through and through.
Yep.
But I believe they do not need to pick up a new Star Wars series after this one ends. What needs to happen is they do the small things, but the next trilogy or the next series of movies they do, they need to go ahead and do Malchus, and they need to do Revan, and they need to do a trilogy with that. Completely outside or prior to everything that has happened in the Star Wars universe. And do that. Or the origins of the Sith and Jedi, or something like that is not attached to any new
We don't know what stories. We don't know what stories. We just know that there was going to be 3 Star Wars movies, 2020, 22, 24, and 26.
I'm calling it now. It's Revan and Malgus.
Maybe. But I love the idea of Jon Favreau because, one, I think he really grasps the original, which he has that. He
gives a shit. You can tell in his heart he gives a fuck.
He's a fan.
Yes.
And I think the fact that he's worked under Kevin Feige for a long time as well, and I think that helps. And with Kevin Feige putting his input in, he could literally be Kevin Feige of Star Wars.
So you're saying a mini-me? He's gonna make $1 billion?
Yes. So I think that he
suckle on that Feige tit for long enough.
Yeah. He's a real fan of the material beforehand. He gets the fan base. The Mandalorian, you can tell that he has a visual eye for Star Wars. And then he's had a relationship with Disney for the past decade plus.
Yeah.
So and he's produced. Sorry, I didn't even mean to do that. But he's written, produced, directed. He's done.
He's got all the
everything.
hats in his closet to be able to put on what
Exactly.
is needed to be able to put this
Exactly.
train back on the tracks
And
and get it
people
going
like
in the
him.
right direction.
And people like him.
People like a lot of things until they start fucking up.
Exactly. So I love the idea of it. So he would kind of take the reins. And if this is just some out there rumor that doesn't come through, I don't know who else they would hire, because I love the idea of him doing this, because
Well,
I think he's perfect for it.
You said, what were the dates on those new 3 Star Wars movies?
December 22, 24, and 26.
Okay. 22 would be good because that's 3 years out from this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. Remember my 5-year thing that I was talking
Yes.
about DC?
Yes.
Don't touch shit for 5 years. Let
Yes.
it
From a
die.
movie
Let it go.
perspective,
Let
that's
it
gonna
die
be
if you
the
have
core
to.
yeah, that's going to be the core franchise in
Right.
22, 24, and 26.
Yeah.
But that will give him time. Well, first of all, he'll have plenty of time to get the first one up and running, figure out, writing and directing, and like, not all him, obviously, but like who to put his creative team together. Because though Kathleen Kennedy is supposed to be finishing up in 2021, he could obviously start working next year, and
Malgus
kind of
Revan.
getting things going,
Yeah.
to have a good kickoff. Now, who knows what else Disney Plus is going to come up with. I really hope they don't do any other Star Wars movies until they launch the new franchise in 2022.
Doesn't Mandalorian 2 already, or season 2 already have a green light to go?
Yes, it does. But no, I'm talking about movies, like
Okay.
in the theaters. I don't want to see a Star Wars movie in theaters until 2022, when
Okay.
it starts fresh. Because,
Okay.
like, you're right. If it's a completely new storyline that has nothing to do with Skywalkers or this whole trilogy that we've been watching, it needs a breath.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope there's no Star Wars movies until December 2022.
That's why I don't think they go forward. That's why I want them to go back. I want them to go to the original stuff prior to all of it, prior to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go back thousands of years, but I'd love to go
Yep.
back to the Revan and Malgus situations there.
I don't know what
great.
those are, because I haven't done that.
They're
much.
pretty cool fucking Sith Lords. That's what they fucking are.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. So I found that news very interesting. I'm going to look up the people walking out, because I actually kind of believe that, just with all the hate that Kathleen Kennedy and her movies have been getting. Star Wars, The Last Jedi, all this hate. Star Wars fans are rough. They will tell you straight up, like, this is shit. This is not Star Wars. This is some Disney bullshit that I don't want.
Disney bullshit. Hold on. And by the way, from what I hear, they're talking to somebody named Keanu Reeves about one of the roles. I think that's what it was. I think that's what his name is.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
so.
All right, well, we'll see on that.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was my Star Wars news. Any other comments on that before I move over to a different vertical?
Keep on trucking. And why
All
are you
right.
saying vertical so much today? You've never said it in the entire
Because
time we've
when
been
I
doing
look
this.
when I look at
And
Disney,
now you said it 3 times since we've been
because
live.
when you look at Disney, you have Disney, and then you have all the Disney verticals.
That's
Because
4
we're moving
times.
from the Star Wars side.
That's fine. I'm just saying you've never said vertical before today, and
Oh
now
my
you're
God.
just fucking dishing it out like it's hotcakes.
Anyways, moving over to the Marvel side of things,
So-
they released new dates for 2023. 2023. So I wanted to go through, and I'll put up on the screen the Marvel dates of the movies that we have confirmed, as
Okay.
well as the new dates that we have, and what possible movies they could be in.
Oh, so we're gonna speculate?
Yes, because there is some leaked documents about possible title, not titles, like they don't say like the characters' names, but they say things like original story, or they say like team mashup or whatever like that. So we obviously know next year we're getting Black Widow in May, and we're getting Eternals in November. So we're only getting 2 next year, but we get like 4 Disney Plus shows.
I'm ready for Eternals.
Yes, me too. Then every year, 2021, 21, 22, and 23, we're getting 4 movies, all 3 of those years. So we already know we're getting Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in February. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse in May.
Good.
Spider-Man 3 in July.
We'll see.
And Thor and Love and Thunder in November. So we already know 2021. It was already announced. One of the 4 dates in May was Black Panther in 2022.
Right.
There is a movie dated for February in 2022, July of 2022, and October of 2022. So my thought process is, I think they're going to do probably a Guardians movie in the summertime, July, because that's kind of when the movies Guardians have come out before. We know that they're waiting for James Gunn to finish Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad 2.
Yes, so he can come over and do Guardians 3. I think that will be the big summer movie of 2022 that they're going to come out with. I've heard that the February movie could be Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. I don't really know. It's not much speculation on that one other than just it is a sequel, and it's a date that isn't as popular as some of your other dates. Now, this is where I think you're going to be excited.
Okay, because I've been waiting for this.
October's date, first of all, we've never had a Marvel movie in October.
Okay.
And I think what they're going to do, this is going to be Blade, October 2022. Ooh. Because it's October, so you have that feel of Halloween. And what other Marvel movie, because it's an original Marvel character, what other Marvel original character that we know is coming, that's been announced that they're making the movie, that would fit in October?
Blade seems reasonable, to be honest with you, but I didn't think they said they said they're bringing Blade into the MCU. They didn't say it was going to be a movie. It could be a TV.
It's going to be a movie. It's not going to be a TV show.
Okay.
It's going to be a movie.
Okay. Okay. Then yes, Blade.
Okay. And so the other 4 dates for 2023 are in February, May, July, and November, which are very standard.
The shit that's more than a year and a half out, I don't care about, because that shit moves around so fucking much.
It does.
So I don't care.
It does. But they released the dates, and there was actual comments on actual documents that said the February 2023 talked about it didn't say Avengers movie, it said group team up.
Okay.
So there is speculation that it could be an A-Force.
An A-Force?
The all-female version.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And then I think that the May one is going to be Captain Marvel, because it's a May date. Big summer movie.
The only thing I give a shit about is Black Panther 2. Is it Namor, the Submariner?
We don't know that yet.
That's all I give a shit about, because I called it when Endgame came out.
Yes.
And that's all I care about at all. You were like, you're going to be excited for Blade. I was like.
You're like, whatever. No. And then I think they'll have Fantastic Four in 2023.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think they'll have them before then.
Fantastic Four before 2023?
I think so.
So you're thinking they're going to take one of the 2022 dates?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't think they'll come out that early. I think they'll wrap up.
Fantastic Four has been gone long enough where they can move on it as soon as they can. And the little Easter egg at the end of fucking the Far From Home with the Fantastic Four talking about them in the next phase or whatever.
Wait, what? Easter egg?
In the background of when Spider-Man's on New York City, and they got the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4, the different colors and logos right behind them. It's basically saying Phase 4, Fantastic Four, so I really expect them to not wait until 2023. I expect 2022 for them, because I think 2023 to 2025, or 23 to 25, that's when they're going to start getting ready for the X-Men stuff. So I think they're going to give a year and a half of let's get the fucking Fantastic Four going. All right, let's bring in these guys. Let's get that going. Right. So I don't think they're going to wait. It's almost 2020. You're telling me that they already said they're bringing in Fantastic Four first. You're telling me they're going to wait 3 years starting in 2 months prior to even bringing them in? I don't think so.
Well, you guys think their slate is already full. So the only ones that aren't confirmed for 2022... You have the 3 dates, which if you take out October, because I'm pretty sure Blade is going to be in October.
I'm just telling you.
So the only other 2 dates are February 2022 and July 2022. So if they push it, I don't think they're going to do the February date for Fantastic Four. if they do, it would be the February date. I think the July date is more likely to be Guardians, to wrap up that series. But also, I think they want to wrap up Ant-Man too. Those both have a third movie that they have to do. So I think they want to wrap it up and then start in 2023.
I'm just hearing you say, Matt, you're going to wait 2023 or beyond for Fantastic Four, and I'm saying it's going to be before 2023. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying.
We will see. We will see. That was all the big news I had. We talked about in our Joker review the possibility of them doing a Joker 2. They literally, the internet blew up this day about confirmation that Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix are confirmed for a Joker 2, and they're not confirmed yet. They're waiting on confirmation. They're still in talks. Like, it might not happen, but I think that is going to happen. But I don't think they'll announce it. I don't think they'll announce it officially yet. I think they'll wait a little bit longer. But that was all the like crazy news that I wanted to talk about. Star Wars, a little bit of Joker, and then the Marvel, just because it was so
Thanks
much.
For the update.
I posted all the articles on our Twitter page, but just wanted to kind of throw a quick video together talking about.
Find out about that Star Wars thing for me.
I will look into that.
Because I want to know if Joe Schmo here beside me knew what he was talking about or not, because it sounded legit, but yeah. I did not know.
I'll look it up, and if I find some articles, I'll post them on our Twitter account.
Awesome.